Everything you've worked for. I mean, I'm planning on retiring in 5 years. I had 10 payments left on this house. That was it. And it's gone. Now I got to start all over again.
From any angle, the damage from Hurricane Ida is eye-opening.
This morning, we hear the story of a community church and people in Louisiana who are left picking up the pieces.
The Cross at Life Fellowship Community Church is battered, bent, but not broken. Claire Jett is the co-pastor at this church in Bayou Gauche. When she looks at the church's steeple, she sees hope.
Well, I cried, and then I said, okay, what can I do to fix it?
Pastor Jett says the history of this church goes back more than 100 years. It started down the bayou and came up the road here. Now they're trying to figure out the future.
The insurance came today. We're looking at if they're going to scrap our building and start all over, or if we're going to be able to maybe repair it. But right now we're looking at getting a tent in our parking lot, and we're going to continue to have services.
The neighborhood surrounding the church took a beating from Hurricane Ida. From any angle, the damage is eye-opening.
Well, you come in and all you could do is just cry.
A few minutes up the road, Kevin Bergeron is trying to figure out the next steps for his family.
When you lose everything you've worked for, I mean, I'm planning on retiring in 5 years. I had 10 payments left on this house. That was it. And it's gone. Now I got to start all over again. I'm 57 years old.
The hurricane tore off their roof. Then several days of rain soaked everything inside.
I'd been inside for the last probably 4 or 5 days trying to save what I could inside because the whole ceilings fell in, everything's getting wet.
For more than 30 years, this home held his family's memories and stories. Anything with sentimental value that Bergeron can save is going under this tarp. This afternoon's rain brought more misery for Bergeron and anyone who hasn't been able to cover their roof damage.
All right, y'all have a good day.
With all that the storm has turned upside down, you'd be forgiven if you forgot today is Labor Day. Volunteers from Bogalusa came to the parish with barbecue to give a taste and perhaps a reminder of better times. Throughout Louisiana are exchanges of generosity and gratitude.
They've come together to bless one another. I haven't met one greedy person. Everyone says, you know, save that for someone who needs it more.
Those are qualities a storm cannot strip away. In Bayou Gauche, Tan Trung, Eyewitness News.
As many people scrambled to evacuate before Hurricane Ida, we discovered the heartbreaking stories of pets that are also left behind.
Yeah, it's a hard decision, but one that's all too often made by families trying to save their own human lives. Thankfully, animal rescues from across the country are stepping in to save the animals.
It's been a very busy morning. They are unloading more than 60 dogs and cats to hopefully find forever homes. An emergency flight out of Louisiana carrying dozens of adoptable dogs and cats landed in El Cajon Saturday.
To see them fly in is really touching to all of us. It always makes me feel like crying.
After facing the threat of Hurricane Ida.
A lot of shelters are maxed out to capacity, so they not only had their kennels full, they had kennels lining the hallways, and they were asked to leave. It was already on hurricane notice. They had to evacuate.
And that's when the nonprofit Greater Good Charities reached out for help.
It's not only the pets, it's the people. Yesterday I had 3 different shelter directors at different times just break down. We're going to flood, I don't know what I'm going to do. And we were calling groups like Helen Woodward, San Diego Humane, do you have any space? Because we just need to empty them out. So they reached out to us and said, can we send some animals out here? And we said, absolutely.
The pilots voluntarily flew out to help, and volunteers from Camp Run-A-Mutt helped carry the animals safely to the vans to be taken to the local facilities.
If shelters out there have no place to put these animals, the ending is truly tragic. So these animals ultimately face a very, very sad ending. They end up having to be euthanized.
In order for this not to happen, they hope to find forever homes for our furry friends.
Thank you! Oh, baby. For people who don't know about fostering, it'll be completely free to you. We provide everything. So this is a great time if you thought about adopting.
We've been talking to Companion Animal Alliance in Baton Rouge, and they told us prior to the storm that they successfully moved 70 dogs and 1 rabbit into emergency foster care.
Right now, they've joined a greater network of shelters in most need to ensure their pets, critical supplies, and staff are all cared for in order to prepare for the possibility of an influx of pets from neighboring shelters. They say they've arranged several transports to help decrease their population, and as you heard in that story as well, they're promoting fostering pets as well. Their most recent transports were to Canada and Wisconsin. Coming up, businesses help feed struggling community members.